Hello everybody, Silver Actual here yet again to annoy you some more. So, welcome to episode 1, part 2 of Dashisms. So we're currently about 19 miles from Welland. London's just behind us. We've just levelled off at cruising altitude. So that means it's time to plan the arrival. So we'll stick Echo Golf, Charlie Charlie in as our arrival airfield. Also, just a pointer which I didn't do before, is take the seatbelt signs off. And menu arrive, Echo Golf Charlie, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we'll be landing runway 23 right, and it's the approach we should be taking according to my PFPX is the Dany 2 Alpha, which is number 3. And we'll be doing the ILS approach, runway 23, with which airport? No, we're not doing any transitions on the arrival. So professional of me, that face will be blip blop, but that's. See, part 1 of this video is already uploading to YouTube. That's how quick on the draw I am these days. Okay, next thing we can do is look at our gross weight. So our gross weight, landing, it's... landing gross, I can remember how to do this. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Fuel. Can't control that one, I'm afraid. No. HCC. Oh no, that's just going to change the whole route plan around. Oh my word, no. That's now terrible. I'll quickly do the arrival again. So now we just have to go direct to Trent, which I can do no problem. TNT, 12. There we go, so we've got 63 miles to go. We can also stick a look at the flight plan and get rid of some of these no-links. So he can be deleted. Okay, and we've got any altitude restrictions on this arrival. Our first altitude restriction is the centre fix at 3,500 feet. So we'll just do a VNAV profile to that. Was CI23 right, number 6. Oops. So I want to be at CI23 number 6, enter. And top of drop is an imminent pretty much. Actually, hang on, is it? Apparently it is, okay. So, cabin crew 20 minutes landing, cabin crew 20 minutes. We're on VNAV. Switch the seatbelt sign on because we are starting our descent, and pull the power back. Descent checklist. Sorry, I muted him, I keep forgetting how. Descent checklist. Descent checklist to the line, please.
Altimeters.
Set 1013. Set cross check.
Check that one more time, please, Captain.
Oops, he has a point. 1013, set, cross-check.
1013, set and cross-checked. Fuel balance. Check. Pressurization, set. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. Cabin PA complete. Fasten seatbelt switch.
On. That's mistakes I'm making now.
On. Approach and landing brief.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
Okay, we will be arriving by the ATC assigned standard terminal arrival route. As for the approach, we can expect the ILS. Landing runway condition is dry. Anti-ice is not required. We will use flats 15 for landing. The bleeds will be on, and for the minimum descent altitude it's 1200 feet. After landing, please turn on the APU and turn the transponder off since this airport doesn't use ASDEX. Lastly, it looks like we'll be assigned a gate. The taxi route will be assigned by ATC. Any questions?
That's checked, and no questions.
Approach brief complete.
Okay, so I've just kind of broken the arrival. Approach brief complete. Say last. We're just outside it to 13,000. 46 miles from Trent. So what we'll actually do is, because it's a pretty empty arrival today, so we'll direct to it to number 17. There we go. Say last. Say last.
Cruise power set.
So yeah, we made a bit of a boo-boo there. For some reason the aircraft decided it wanted to descend, but then it didn't, and then it did.
Are you sure?
That's the first officer doing quite well for a change. But no, yes, that's what happened there. It wasn't anything to do with my flying. It was the FO. Always blame the first officer if it's oops, wrong way. So we're level, just under cruise power, because at this stage there's absolutely no point yet using it, but let's just go for it. YOLO. So yeah, we're going to hit the top of the drop pretty soonish. The VNAV calculations on this flight plan are just ridiculous. We want to be level at that. Yes, it's 4 minutes till the thing, but what I can do is look at the charts for Manchester and get the ILS frequencies. Show. Again, can't show you them for all the reasons that you guys must already be very acquainted. I don't even know anymore. Do I even English? No, I don't think I do. Okay, the approaches are at the bottom. So if we come in runway 23 right on the ILS as we planned, it's a VOR arrival available for all the runways, which would be quite good fun to do someday. But no, it's capturing the ILS at 3,500 on 10-mile final. Our decision height on a category 2 would be 105 feet, but we're flying category 1 today because we can, and we'll be deciding at 200 feet. But I've bugged 1,200 as that's when I want to disconnect the autopilot to do a hand phone arrival. 1,200, that should be about a 3 to 4 mile final. It should be 1,200 is almost exactly a 3 mile final. And I'll fly the last 3 miles in by hand. I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm doing it. So it's a 3-degree approach path as obviously we discussed, and our VREF, which I'll just look at now. Oops. I'll just quickly get the speed card back up because I think I got rid of it. I wish I had a wing view configured with this aircraft. Is there one? There we go, wing view time. No, that's not working. There you go. Trust me, they're a lot messier than that. Flew in one of these not so long ago. Yeah. I'll just get the speed card back up because it's already in my. This is what I probably want to look at a list, which it is. So, yeah, got a little bit of a vibration by the looks of things in the aircraft. Checklists are just completely spawning, and I'm well above the VNAV path now. So VNAV it down. Will I IAS mode it? 50 mile. That should be doable. And we'll just set an altitude of 2,500. Actually, no, we'll set an altitude of 11,000 as our next kind of like, yeah, it's still working point. I had this problem before where the Sims just started lagging all over the place, and everything had the world's worst case of the jitters. So I don't know if it's those coming back again. Okay, so landing, flaps 15 is what we're landing with. We're weighing about 24 tons, so it's 170 knot VREF. And visual approach for us on this approach is going to be 143 knots, because we're going to come in very quick and then stamp on the brake. You can see it's a very simple arrival now that I've got rid of the SID, but at this time of night they most likely will get cleared direct to the end of the arrival, just because it's a much simpler thing for them to do and there's nobody else hanging around for them to have to avoid. So there's absolutely no point in them actually doing anything else other than what I've just discussed. Okay, so I can also now say below the line. Descent checklist below the line.
Altimeters.
1013 set cross check.
1013 set and cross checked. Fuel balance. Check. Pressurization set. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. Cabin PA complete. Fasten seatbelt switch.
On.
On. Approach and landing brief.
Complete.
Complete. Descent checklist completed to the line.
Descent checklist below the line. Right, we'll do the descent checklist. Descent checklist below the line. Descent checklist below the line. Right, stuff you. For some reason I always have this problem with this thing. So descent checklist below the line. We'll mute it so it doesn't get distracted by me speaking to you. Land GPD burst is set. Fuel transfer switches are off. Hydraulic pressures checked. Reference speeds are, we've just set those up. FA notification complete. Okay, and we'll do the landing checks when we get to the end of the ILS. So the reason I did the approach checks, even though obviously we'd need to do things with the altimeters once we get lower down. I'll just say how pretty this aircraft looks tonight. What are we doing like for altitude? We'll take our next cleared altitude as being 2,300, because we're now back on the VNAV profile. So our speed looks pretty good now. Oops, 2,300. Next thing we're going to do is get the ILS for runway 23 left configured. So it's 109.5, which I can do quite easily. There we go. Then I've got to move over to the first officer's view. The right seat in the virtual cockpit. Reason being, I'm then going to switch the nav source on this side to ILS1, and then I can configure the course as being heading 234. As so. So it's pretty much that 90 degree intercept to land, and then we've got we're at 30 DME now, passing 12,000, so we're a little on the high side, but no big deal. Okay, so that's just pretty much set up for the approach. 10,000 feet checks, land approach lights, everything else is as required. Cabin crew 10 minutes landing, cabin crew 10 minutes landing, thank you. Can't see the aircraft through the bush. 220 knots. We can hit the end of the ILS at this speed. It's just going to be a heck of a stamp on the brakes. I'm going to apologise. It's going to be a terrible landing, folks, because I'm absolutely shattered now. I've been going all day. Let's switch the audio up. Obviously it's dash audio, but we can deal with dash. I'll turn it down so it's half volume. There we go. It's a bit nicer to listen to now. I wonder if I just said condition levers max if you would do it. I'll just do it as part of this checklist. Yeah, he did just part of the checklist, that's perfect. So we've got a bit of a headwind going on. So we've got our total air speed is 250 knots, actual ground speed is 234. So it's a little bit of headwind, no big deal. Should be able to see the airport soonish. So I did an amazing thing a few days ago. Bought myself a bench headset. Bought a really nice headset, I like it. Put it on my head for the first time. It stops just with my ears. It's not a kid's headset either, it's an adult one. I didn't think I was that big-headed, folks. Apparently, I am. So, Rihanna Jaber, you're right, I'm big-headed. Yep. Yeah, ex-girlfriend. Yeah, the Dash 8 video, for the part 1 Dash 8 video anyway, has just gone live. We're not flying this at the time the video's gone live, by the way. It's being done about an hour behind, because it's now 11:30, so we're doing landing into somewhere at 11:30, which is after our closing time. Just a bit of realism to the thing. Yeah, folks, sorry about the yawning. As I say, I've just been up for a very, very long time today, so I'm doing the same time. I'm also getting a new headset because this one doesn't fit. This one will be the one for when I fly with people and they get to the, and they need a headset to use. That's what I'm using for. Okay. So the word to initiate the before landing checklist is flaps 15 before landing checklist, please. And it's, yeah, I'm looking at the, as I say, it's on the FS2 website, these things, so. So hopefully I should be able to use the first officers in one of those moves right now. It's the last flight of the day, so we will be shutting the aircraft down. Turbulence going on right now. No, nothing really too bad. We will trim out that outward rudder because they've got P factor in this aircraft, which is to do with airflow hitting the rudder, causing issues. I thought the yaw damper was supposed to deal with that, to be completely honest with you, but it doesn't. So. Turbulence we're going through now, though. What I'll do is I'll just push this button format, and that'll then install the ILS1. Oh, ILS1's online now. Get rid of that. I'll bring it up on my side instead. There we go. So even though we haven't got a moving map display per se, we've now got the ILS configured. So when that becomes alive, we'll engage local mode, well, approach mode, and we'll fly out landing from there. Sorry, I'm having a yawning spree now, so don't stop me now, cause I'm having such a yawning spree. I'm having a ball. Orbex England taking care of the scenery for us today. I was using Orbex Night Environment UK, sorry, Aerosoft's Night Environment UK, but it broke my flight sim, so I'm not using it anymore. It was the reason I've had to put the 24-hour flight sim stream back a month. That's how catastrophic it was. What's on TME now? 12 miles, 6 miles till the point near 11. Okay, well now what we'll do is I'll go and get the weather for the nearest airport and just stick that in. So that's not going to work. What am I going to do? Nothing really. Just that's about right. So yeah, it's 1014 is the pressure, so it's just above normal. We had 1013 for most of the day at Newcastle yesterday. Didn't get much for the weather for today because I didn't really care as long as it didn't rain. Yeah, more on that later. Can I just stick that onto the runway heading to give me an idea of the intercept angle? As you can see, we come in over some quite hilly terrain. Just nothing that we should be too particularly concerned about. Because we've got Alt-Cell armed. So. Ooh, I'm moving here. Yep, it's got the. What we can do is we can just shift the nav source over to ILS1. Go. Approach mode, which is okay, and everything's just starting.
2500.
Oh, we're just going to go to idle now. So we are currently on an 11-mile final, so we've got quite a bit of space to spare. Some space to spare. We're going to heading vector ourselves back in. We're doing heading hold and alt hold. Let's hopefully alt hold and go for the approach because it's got the approach apparently. Worst case scenario, that's the runway over there, I think. Yeah, looks like it.
1,000 to go. Alt-Cell.
Let's check it. So yeah, we're still quite high. Apparently. Some VS mode. About flaps 5. Approach mode is still very much armed. Low start. Flaps 15 for landing checklist. Flaps
Flaps 10.
Flaps 15 for landing checklist.
Flaps 15. Landing gear.
Down. 3 green. Down. 3 green.
Down 3 green. Condition levers.
Max.
Max. Auxiliary standby PTU pumps. On. Bleeds on and min. Flight attendants notification. Complete. Flaps.
Set. Flaps. Indicating 15. Plan 15. Okay, well I'm...
1,000 above.
Okay guys, so that's the airport. We've got a pretty wiggly crosswind going on today. I don't know if that's the aircraft or the crosswind. So, landing lights are on. Nothing else is required at this stage in the arrival. Flaps are indicating 15, I'm confirming that. Okay, that's a bit of a muck-up on my part. I can hand fly from here. So folks, that's something you don't do. As I say, I'm very sorry about that, because I'm quite bad with the Dash 8. I'm self-confessed as being bad. I don't fly it often enough to be good with it. Yeah, really sorry. Condition levers max. As you can see, I can't. Oh, I've got control off now.
$100 above.
1,000.
Minimums.
Continue. Right, we can reach that through what's referred to as normal manoeuvring. Because the trim's gone that far back that I'm actually struggling to keep the aeroplane from not going vertical. And my trimming system doesn't work anymore for some reason. And I'm blinding myself with the light of my joystick. But yeah, that's the speed we said we'd work just due to the wind. It's ain't that crosswind component, which is making it harder for me. But I'm trying to deal with an aircraft which is saying I don't want to do anything you tell me to do, which is obviously making it harder for me. And I'm trying to deal with the first officer who won't do anything either. Just everyone's
500. Plus 100.
Flying slow.
disregard. I'm going to inhibit it.
Pull up.
No
Terrain.
need for us to do
Terrain.
that. Absolutely fine.
Pull up.
50. 30. 20. 10.
It's actually quite soft, just nowhere near the centre line.
Are you sure?
I hate this first officer. After landing checklist.
Alright.
I'm just going to orientate myself as to where
After landing checklist complete.
I'm just going to orientate myself as to where the vehicles are spawning in. I think that's the north there, so we'll head down that way. And I'll do the things that he hasn't done, like that, and like that. In the operating manual, the aircraft encourages you to brake by doing this, instead of using the actual brakes. So I guess since this is episode 1 of Dashisms, I'm not going to do a full shutdown. I'm just going to stop the aircraft, shut the engines down, do the parking checklist, and we'll be done for the day. Okay, so the APU generator started now. So we'll take both props to start in feather mode. And we'll time 30 seconds. Alright. Anyway, that's 30 seconds that I've spent mucking around with the thing. So by the time we do, seatbelt signs are off, that's checked. First officer's already done that. Parking checklist, please. Parking checklist, please.
Taxi light.
Off.
Emergency brake.
Park.
Nose steering.
Off.
Standby PTU pumps.
Off.
Power levers.
Disc.
Condition levers.
Start feather. Fuel off.
Transponder.
Standby.
Fasten seatbelt switch.
Off.
Bleeds.
Min. And off. Min and off. Min off. Min off. Min off.
Parking checklist completed to the line.
Yeah. So that's it for today, folks. I'd just like to say I'd like to thank all of you for watching. For some reason the crops haven't actually stopped yet. That's not a big deal, is it? Yes, it is, because I haven't actually shut the engines down yet. Well done, mate. Now that the engines have been shut down. So, folks, thanks for watching episode 2 of Dashisms. Part 1, episode 1, part 2 of Dashisms. And we'll see you all in a few days to do another trip in the Dash 8. Hopefully next time I'll not fail as badly as I did this time. Anyway, so that's it, folks. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. And see you all in the next chapter. Bye bye.